Hi, my name's Jane O'Halloran, founder of Anxiety Escape the Cage. I wanted to talk to you today to give you a little bit more detail about how to break free from anxiety or indeed any emotions that are painful, that are difficult. So I thought it might be useful to just say a little bit more about my own experience. And I know that I have talked about this on other videos. But for me, I definitely was suffering with anxiety, um, I think from a very early age. I remember being anxious as a child, and but I think it kind of all came to a head after I'd had my first child, and I suffered really badly with anxiety and depression. And at points, with that, it really crippled me. I was actually paralyzed, felt paralyzed by fear, felt unable to talk to people, just wanted to stay in my bedroom, just wanted to lie on my bed. The least little thing that somebody said, or even that thought that sparked in my head, would set me off anxious and panicking, and really that deep-seated feeling that I wasn't good enough. And that's where it all came from. I didn't realize that at the time exactly where it came from, but I just was suffering with this horrible anxiety, this horrible depression, and it affected every aspect of my life. And it really, I had to control things quite strictly, avoid certain situations. And it felt really like I was trapped in a cage. And it wasn't until I discovered Drew yoga and meditation that I started that journey of healing, that journey to break free. And I trained, and I have now been teaching Drew yoga and meditation for quite a number of years. Now, when I say Drew yoga, when people hear the word yoga, it's not the kind of yoga that you may think of. It's not about touching your toes or standing on your head or anything like that. This yoga and these techniques have been used in war zones. They have been used in de-traumatization work. They are very powerful. They were used a lot in the when there was the war in former Yugoslavia, with a lot of things going on there. That is where Drew yoga really came into its own with people who are suffering terrible, terrible situations. Can you imagine? So it's a powerful tool. A little bit about it. It involves flowing, mindful movement, and the mindful bit is the key. So the mindful movement combined with breath awareness, visualizations, and affirmations. It is so powerful, and it changes things on a deep level. It starts by changing the habit patterns of our body, because the body and mind are indistinguishable. They just work together. And when we start to change the body patterns, we start to change the thought patterns. And working with the body is a much kind of safer way, in a way, than working directly with the mind, because the body doesn't lie, the body has a truth. And we can really get underneath the skin of that anxiety and kind of root it out. So that is one aspect of what I do, the movement aspect. Meditation, that is such a key tool, because meditation is about learning to be able to take some control of your mind. And when you have anxiety, or indeed any painful emotions, because emotions are the body's response to the thoughts, and often the mind is just taking control, and anxiety takes on a whole life of its own, and you kind of feel like you're at its mercy. And so meditation techniques, they start to take back that control. And it's about building a little bit every day. It's like going to the gym. You wouldn't expect to go to the gym once and, you know, have the perfect body for you, or strong muscles, or whatever it is that you were wanting to achieve at the gym. You wouldn't expect to go once. You would have to keep going and working at it. And you'd probably get guidance from somebody who knew, you know, the best way to achieve what it was that you wanted to achieve. So if you went because you wanted to lose weight, or you went because you wanted to strengthen your leg muscles, for example, then you would, you know, speak to somebody who could say, well, this is the best way to do that. It's the same with the mind. It's like building a muscle. So working with those meditation techniques really do help to start to give you that control over your mind. As well as that, I've been working with teachers and developing my own spiritual practice. And I like to call it practical spirituality. And this is often the piece that is missing in a lot of treatments, or a lot of things that to help you, interventions, that's the word I'm thinking of, interventions to help you. And the spiritual aspect is really about tuning into love and compassion, and finding that love and compassion for yourself by aligning with the whole of who you are. So those practices they're an approach, they're an attitude, but they're also an actual practice. They're also a bit of a discipline. So, but it's a gentle discipline, and it's a discipline where you're not hard on yourself, but it is a discipline, and you start to develop this awareness, this ability to tune in, to align with the whole of who you are, and that inner strength, resilience, perhaps self-love, that all comes through that. And all of these practices, I've kind of condensed them into a program, into something that you can do to really help you to break free of anxiety. And because I broke free of anxiety, and because I suffered with that anxiety, and because I used this to help myself break free, I kind of have tailored everything to that. So it's really a condensed program which covers everything, like I said, the body, the mind, the spirit, for you to work with. And, you know, working with me, you will get guidance, you will get support, you will be challenged, you will be held accountable. And sometimes, you know what, it's about having somebody that really believes in you, even when you don't always believe in yourself. And having somebody who's been through it, somebody's already been through that, so you can see that it's possible to change. So I think all of these things can become a very powerful tool, a very powerful way for you to work to break free. I also have a background in social work. I'm a qualified social worker. I have a background in health, working in health and counselling. I've worked with cancer patients. I've worked with people in traumatic situations. So, you know, everything that I've kind of gathered, all of my experience and my tools and my skills to create this for you. And I know it works because it's worked for me and it works for my clients. So I know that it works, but the thing is that you have to take that step. You have to accept, first of all, where you are, and then something in you has to stand up and say, no, 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 enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I need to move forward. And you need to prioritize you. And if my message, if the things I'm saying to you resonate with you, if something in what I'm saying makes you think, yes, I really resonate with that, then take that next step and get in touch. And, you know, if it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine, but do something. Find somebody who you do resonate with. Let that part of you that's sort of been pushed down, perhaps, that's just kind of gone along with and adapted to your situation, that's held you what we call comfortably uncomfortable. you've adapted to it, and you live with it, and you control your life, and maybe you can cope in a certain way with it, but actually it's not really fully living. So that part of you that has been pushed down, let it rise up and say, no, I am worth more than this. I am going to do something about this. So if you resonate with me, message me. We can get on a call. You don't have to pay for the call, and I can work with you in lots of different ways, and we can see how we can work together. If we're a fit, if you resonate with me, if I feel it's a fit, then, you know, between the two of us, then we can do great things together. And if not, we can find a way to find something that does work for you. Find someone that does resonate with you. So basically, that's kind of in a nutshell, and it's pretty difficult to put it in a nutshell. It's kind of like if you said to me, well, how do I learn to speak French? I couldn't, there's lots of different bits that you have to learn and to put into place and practice. And so, you know, it's hard to just put it in a nutshell, but I've tried to give you some idea of what I do and what's possible, so that if you do think, actually, yeah, that's something that I would like to try, then send me a private message or comment in the thread. If you're not sure how to do that, we'll arrange a phone call and we can go from there and get you those results, get you free from that anxiety that's been controlling you, or any emotion, anything that you're struggling with, any emotion. We can work with that, because the emotions are the body's response to the thoughts, and we can get down to that deep level and really work with all of those things that I've been talking about on this video, and get to the root of what's going on for you. Sometimes I think when we can look at that thing that it's almost like this guilty, shameful secret that we hold inside. For me, it was about, oh my God, if anybody really got to know me, they'd know that I absolutely wasn't good enough as a person. And it was kind of like I held it secret. I couldn't let anybody know, and that was what was causing my anxiety. And once I kind of rooted that out and looked at it and opened it up and faced it with my teachers, you know, with my teachers who believed in me, who held me in that high space, who worked with me on the body, on the mind, on the spirit, with all of those things together. Wow, that was quite a journey, and a journey to healing. Okay, so thank you for listening. Let me see if there's anybody joining us. Oh, hi, Pasquina, Marcia. Thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, please do ask, do engage. I'm happy to answer questions and engage with you and get to know you and get to know how I can best serve you. So thank you. My name's Jane O'Halloran, and I'm founder of Anxiety Escape the Cage, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Love and light.